Hi there. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for joining the live chat session, viewers. Can you hear me? Thank you, Gabriel Birhan, for responding with yes. It's good to be back in a live chat with you. People have been missing live chat. Several viewers contacted me. They said, Sajid, why have you discontinued live chats? I never wanted to discontinue live chats, but problem is that sometimes internet speed is slow. There are some other issues too in Pakistan. Reportedly, a firewall has been put in place by the authorities here to filter the content being shared on social media. That is why social media platforms are under strict monitoring, strict control, strict checking. That is why speed is very slow sometimes. So that is why I have to be, sometimes I have to rely on videos only. Still, I think I covered all the major developments in Ethiopia, Somalia, Eritrea in the last few weeks. Thank you again for becoming part of this wonderful live chat session. I miss live chats whenever live chats are not hosted by me. I miss live chats. I miss all of you, honestly. Let me welcome the participants. Horn analyst, the first one who commented today, he says, Hi Sajid Bhai, how are you doing? I'm fine, Horn. How are you? Gibrihwat Tival Birhan says, Hi. Chief of Hamasian joined to welcome Chief of Hamasian. And Bisa says, do you think Getachew Reda is conspiring with Abiy to dismantle TPLF? Well, okay, I'll respond to this question in the course of this live chat because one of the main topics of this live chat is Getachew Tsadkan's today's activities. Dr. Admaso YouTube joined. Three main news stories. Firstly, uh, Getachew Reda and Jan Sadkan were seen today on Tigray TV. What were they doing? The Bratstian was in Abiy today, I think. Getachew Reda was in Makale. Same happened yesterday. Both were guests attending a Shinda. Getachew was in Makale. Bratstian was in Abiy. Secondly, Ethiopia Somalia face off. Ethiopia had to give in. Somalia Civil Aviation Authority forced Ethiopian Airlines to make changes on its official website. Her gas size shown as part of Somalia on Ethiopian airline website. Is it a big diplomatic win for Somalia? How will Somaliland respond? Secondly, viewers, Baby Heaven's case, which you have heard of, is making headlines internationally. Social media took up this issue. Uh, I think the government is scared. It does not want any party, any group to mobilize people using this case as a pretext. That is why in Addis Ababa today, women were not allowed to hold a press conference and issue a statement about this issue reported. Michael Fitness joined. What has he written? I think it is in Amharic. Alexander Birhane here, Redemption joined too. Dr. Admaso, thank you, saying happy Friday. Abu Bakr joined. Welcome, Abu Bakr. Umama Ahmed said TPLF are fooling Abiy Ahmed by pretending to be divided, but actually not. Lilo, welcome Lilo, a regular viewer. Well, people say, by the way, that maybe the division in TPLF is deliberate, it's superficial, internally they're united. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. These people are, they are at each other's throats. Serious differences, serious dispute. Yes, they might reconcile in future, but the divide is not superficial, it's very real, I believe. Now let's start with yours. Ethiopian government would announce to plant 600 million saplings in one day. Uh, State media all day showed celebrities, government officials planting saplings across Ethiopia. It's part of PM Abiy's Green Legacy program, which he takes pride in, that his government has planted uh, billions of saplings so far. Getachew was quick to follow Abiy. He was quick to obey PM Abiy's orders, and he appeared in Tigray TV on Tigray TV, and he planted a tree. Tsadkan was also seen planting a tree. Both ensured that video was being made, it was being broadcast. They wanted to show to the federal government that federal government's instructions are being met. They're being implemented by the government in Tigray. Did you see Debrecen planting a sapling today in Tigray? No. I did not see where are they planting a sapling to in Tigray. Only Tsadkan and Getachew was seen. Both are part of interim government. It just shows that interim government will do what federal government will tell it to do. Uh, yes, planting trees should be encouraged, but what Getachew did today, it was done basically to appease his Prime Minister of Ethiopia, PM Abiy. Getachew Tsadkan seemed to be very close to Ethiopian federal government, Ethiopian PM Abiy, and Getachew is being backed by Tsadkan. Tsadkan openly says that the interim government should be strengthened, of which he is part. What will Abiy do? Will Abiy betray his support base in uh, Tigray, his allies in Tigray? Will he utilize them? Will he exploit them? Abiy was very close to Gaidu Andar Gaichu. About he was very close to Andar Gaichu Sege. He was a friend of Eritrean president too. Uh, you know what is happening now. Is he reliable? And can Getachew and Sadkan trust Abiy? I think that I think Sadkan and Getachew are uh, they have adopted a very difficult path. I think to get recognition from federal government is one thing, but to be acceptable in Tigray is another thing. They're not staging a drama. There are serious internal real splits in the TPL. And when Getachew and his loyalists are seen as if they are implementing federal government's orders, as if they are following PM Abiy's orders, it does not send a good message in Tigray about the repute and credentials of these people. Getachew will have to be very careful. If he is seen as pro Abiy, as anti Tigray, as Abiy's man in Tigray, it wouldn't be good for him. It would be easy for him. It would be easy for his critics, for his rivals to remove him. I think he does not care about what people think. He wants to be as close to Ethiopian PM Abiy as he can to crush the other side. Let's see what happens. If Pani is calling me Janal Fano Sajid, I don't know why these people just come here to criticize me. They don't have anything to ask, anything to comment. Just come and they start bashing me. Government magnitude says the TPLF political system is complicated and intricate. It can fool God himself. They're fooling themselves, I think. I mean, if your people are suffering, how many are in Sudan? More than 50,000 suffering there. There are people in need of food. There are youths fleeing. So who are they deceiving? Dani Man City says, do you think the government will give TPLF its license? I think never. He will play game until election and he wants to side TPLF on election. Hussein Hibo joined. Well, I don't think that government would now agree to give the restoration of status to TPLF. Especially, it won't happen in coming days or weeks. Government perhaps it will be difficult for government of Imabi to trust TPLF. The way TPLF held a party Congress against the advice of Ethiopian PM Abiy, the federal government won't trust TPLF. So I don't see the Bratzian group uh, getting reinstatement of TPLF in coming days. It's a very complex situation. I think TPLF will have to be united to force the federal government to get restoration of its status. Average Dom says, hello Sajid, loyalty to sitting head of state is a must. Yeah, it's a must to be in power. Aman Washe says, Abiy is enjoying the distraction of TPLF. I think Abiy would be satisfied with the way things are being run in Tigray. Weak, disorganized, divided TPLF perhaps is better for Abiy than a united, strong TPLF in alliance with TDF. Alexander Birhan said, do you think this was the best time for Tigray to take advantage of sovereign relationship with Ethiopia and Eritrea had they kept their unity? Yeah, I agree. They would have been an influential player, not externally, internally as well. I mean, the way PMAB is facing a challenge in Amhara, internal challenge, external challenge from Somalia, Eritrea, Tigray should have done better in terms of having a say on national, regional level. But they are fighting in Makale. So how can they be of any significance in Addis Ababa or in the Horn of Africa? Despite having such a vast experience of ruling the country, they disappointed Tigray, disappointed the people of Tigray, I think. Thank you, GX Ferenge, for your comment. Secondly, viewers, I think most of you must have heard what happened to that angel uh, girl, a baby girl. Her name is Baby Heaven. I did not cover that. It was very painful story, honestly. It happened last year, I think. She was raped and killed. I think she was 7, if I'm not wrong. And the culprit was sentenced to 25-year imprisonment, which was rejected by human rights organizations. And we saw social media campaign for enhancement of punishment. The issue was highlighted by Ethiopian social media activists. It was good to see the power of social media. Her mother was given a house by Addis Ababa mayor yesterday, and I think a job as well. And the government prosecutors are now filing an appeal for enhancement of the punishment awarded to the culprit. Today, on Friday, some women organizations held a program in Addis Ababa about the, uh, the incident, and they wanted to issue a statement. Police stormed the venue, the hotel, police disrupted the meeting, and police dispersed the participants. It's a small incident, but that just shows the mentality of the government, or maybe it's what government fears, that if any incident, any development has the potential of leading to organization, mobilization of people, it should not be tolerated. Maybe PMRB's security forces have learned a lesson from what happened in Kenya, where Ruto allowed protests to be held. And later you saw that Ruto lost ground. He had to dismiss his entire cabinet, he had to dismiss police chief as well. This issue of the baby heaven uh, could have led to people rally, people protest. That is why I think in Addis Ababa, the women activists were not allowed to meet. This is what today's Ethiopia is, that no one can speak without permission from the government. I mean, anyone should be allowed to talk about this issue, but government fears that people could be mobilized against the governments. If any protest is allowed, it could turn into anti-government protests. That is why no public gatherings allowed. And that is why I'm saying that Kenyan style protests, anti-government protests are not possible in Ethiopia. If it happens, government will use force, people will die. Maybe that is why Jawar has fled the country. Bakle Garba has said goodbye to politics. Raghuram just issue statements. There is no genuine, real opposition. Getachew is in US now. He's fled to US. If anyone, whether in government or opposition, is found organizing people, he or she is bound to be thrown in prison. This is, by the way, Eritrean style of ensuring stability in the country, which Abiy is following. So maybe internally, Isaias Afwerki is a good model for Abiy, but he does not want to admit it. Obviously, Ethiopia is a bigger country. Eritrea was part of Ethiopia. So But internally, I think Abiy would like to extend his rule as long as he can. And maybe he's learning a little from Isaiah Savuki to where no dissent is allowed. Anyone suspected of being anti government or having views which do not align with the government is bound to be punished and arrested in Eritrea. Same is happening in today's Ethiopia. Yeah, Lilo is saying that Ethiopian Airlines has fulfilled what Somalia asked to be fulfilled and problem has been solved. This is the last topic of today's live chat. What did Somalia Civil Aviation Authority want? It wanted Ethiopian Airlines and Fly Dubai UAE's airline to write on their websites that Hargeisa airport is part of Somalia. They No, I think someone is saying baby heaven case happened last week. I think the verdict came last week, if I'm not wrong. Uh, so the Somalia Civil Aviation Authority wanted Hargeisa to be shown as an airport of Somalia. It's not the first time in the past few weeks too, past few months too. Meetings were held. Somalia's aviation authority told Ethiopian Airlines to make changes on its official website to show Hargeisa as part of Somalia. Hargeisa was not shown as part of Somalia or Somaliland. It was just shown Hargeisa. Then we saw that a 2-day ultimatum was given by Somalia's government to Ethiopian Airlines and Fly Dubai airline of the UAE. Fly Dubai implemented the instructions passed by Somalia Civil Authority. It showed Hargeisa as part of Somalia. Ethiopia took a little longer. Ethiopian Airlines then also made the change. Now on Ethiopian Airline website, if you search Hargeisa, you can see Somalia written under Hargeisa. So Ethiopian Airlines made a decision on commercial grounds, keeping politics aside. Ethiopian Airlines is a profitable Ethiopian entity. It does not want to lose business because Somalia threatened it would ban Ethiopian airline flights if the correction is not made. We can say that Ethiopian Airlines gave in to the demands of Somalia's government. But we can look at it from another angle too. Ethiopian Airlines handled this issue in a very mature manner to increase that its business, to ensure that its business interests are not hurt. I think Somalia should do the same. Instead of fighting over an MOU with Somaliland and Ethiopia, it should see Ethiopia as a customer. It should earn from Ethiopia. If Djibouti can earn billions of dollars by handling Ethiopian cargo, why can't Somalia do that? Why can't Eritrea do that? They should act like Ethiopian Airlines did. Treat Ethiopia as a business opportunity. Yes, ensure. And by the way, Somalia talks a lot about its sovereignty and territorial integrity. There's no sovereignty if you're not financially independent. If foreign forces are on your soil, you have no sovereignty. Kenya conducts its strikes in Somalia. Ethiopia has its troops in Somalia. Americans conduct drone strikes here. Al Shabaab in control of parts of Somalia. So, where is sovereignty? Where is territorial integrity? For that, you need to have money. You can earn this money from Ethiopia, from other countries. You'll have to be financially strong to talk about sovereignty and territorial integrity. But the Somalia Aviation Authority had two complaints. First complaint was that uh, Ethiopian Airlines should make a correction and write Somalia with the name of Fargas Airport. Secondly, it said that Somali customers were not happy with the service of Ethiopian Airlines. Let's see what happens now at 12 tonight. The deadline given by Somalia's Aviation Authority will expire. What will happen after that? Will Somalia suspend Ethiopian Airlines flights, or will it demand more from the line? That remains to be seen. Good to be back, says T. Analyst says, what is the impact of Egyptian military deployment in Somalia on Ethiopian peace and security? Well, Ethiopia never comfortable with growing Egyptian influence. It was never comfortable in the past 2 years rather. I think Egyptian entry in Somalia will complicate regional security situation in the Horn of Africa. Egypt is not Somalia's neighbor. Ethiopia is Somalia's neighbor. If neighbors are not on good terms, uh, economic integration is not possible. Egypt has nothing to lose. It can use Somalia as a proxy. It does not share border with either Somalia or Ethiopia. So both Ethiopia and Somalia should not allow themselves to be used by other countries. Other countries should not be allowed to pit Somalia against Ethiopia or vice versa. So 30 minutes have passed. I think we should end the live chat. By the way, live chats increase my stamina of talking. I can go on for an hour, for more than an hour. But since we're doing very few live chats, perhaps my stamina is now becoming a little low. I make videos generally, 10-minute video. So first live chat after a week, 30-minute long. I think it's sufficient. We'll do more live chats in coming days. Thank you for joining. It was good to be with you. Your question, your comments, I try to respond to them. You can contact me by Gmail too. If you think that I am missing important news stories, do contact me, SAJID672000. Members, 000gmail.com. Members can appear on My Views and News. You can be a member by clicking the link given in description section of this live chat, description section of videos. You can send a video too. You can send an audio too, which I will publish on My Views and News. This forum is open for members. Thanks for watching, viewers. It was good to be with you. I'll be back tomorrow. Stay blessed.